from the world #1 to the very bottom, met them all, and I had a great job there. And they did budget cuts, which was really unfortunate. And they sort of like got rid of a lot of the MCs and sort of made 3 jobs into one, just to save money. That's what people wanted to do there, which was fine. But it's funny, I spoke to them the other day and they said, we really want you back. And I'm like, well, I'm always available. I'm always available for tennis. I love the tennis. So maybe I will go back sometime, but it's literally my favorite sport. I play it. I love it. I worked at it. So Cherie, I'm the same. I literally have it on all the time. Andrew, your friend went to the tennis, and you wish you... Andrew, it's amazing. The tennis is so fabulous. I love it. Tony said, hi, hope all is well. I'm not giving any personal guidance, Tony, but thanks for trying. But if you do want to know a question that might be generic about other things, I'm more than happy to address them, but I won't give personal readings on the live. It's just not something I'm going to do. Penny said, benefits of using your cards and how to use them to enhance life and focusing on the... Oh, I love that question. I do actually have my Oracle cards. That's a good... And do you know what? It's funny. I've had them on my desk and I've had my book on my desk because I've had so many meetings and I've had to have my cards and my book because obviously, you know, I'm a presenter, I'm a writer, I'm an advisor. I do so many things. And we were talking about, you know, my next book that I'm working on, and I had to have all my books on my desk. And I'm like, well, this is my Oracle deck, and in the Oracle deck, there's a book. So that was my first one. And then my Feet on the Ground, Fingertips in Heaven, that was the second. And then I was talking about the third. And so they're all on my desk right now, and I don't always have them on. So this is kind of a good show to have this. Okay, so I think the great thing about the Oracle deck is it's not only something you can use to sort of forecast, but it's also something you can use for your own intuition and also to help you develop your own skills. And this is another person who's asked this question, Nicole Nunn. The best way to strengthen your intuition is an Oracle card deck, which is like my cards, because they really help you tap into that first instinct. Because what happens is when you pull a card out, it will trigger intuitive impressions. And that's the best way to really work with it. Prayer and meditation, I think, is also like a good exercise of your intuition. Just like you go to a gym to sort of flex your muscles to, you know, grow them. Prayer and meditation really helps that as well. And the chakra balancing, which is all covered in my Oracle card deck. So that's definitely the best way. And it's something that everyone has for sure, which I love. So yeah, they're really good questions. People are loving this, which is great. Okay, our producer, okay, so Bless Beth is still on a call, 9150. All the other psychics are still available. So if you do want to talk to them, make sure you give them a call. And if you want a reading tonight, that's the best way to do it because I'm not doing them. So I'm happy to answer like sort of generic questions that can help everybody, but I will not talk about your personal life because to me personally, it's something I just will not do because it's like there's a lot of other people that want to know other things for them. We know when we have a guest psychic, I'm happy for them to do that, but I won't. Jessica Hudson, Harry, what do you do to forgive someone who's really broken your heart? Thank you and I love you. Oh, isn't that sweet? Thank you so much. Good question. I would say the best thing to do is accept what happened was part of your soul's journey, that experience, including that heartbreak. And you don't have to forgive the action. You don't have to forgive the act. You forgive the situation to let it go out of your orbit. That's the best way to forgive something like that. Because if you look at it from the angle of forgiving the act, it's very difficult because how do you forgive heartbreak? But if you look at it from a spiritual lens of you forgive the situation to let it go and move on and move forward, that will help you to forgive it. Because then you can really let it go and move past it. Otherwise, it's hard to sort of forgive, isn't it? Because if you sort of think of it as the action, it's hard to forgive the action. But if you forgive the energy and let it go, then you can move forward. And also, forgiveness is actually one of the most selfish acts you can do. And when I say the most selfish acts you can do, it's not for them, it's for yourself, right? So that's why it's one of the most selfish acts you can do because it's about you. It's not about them. You don't forgive them for them. You forgive them for yourself because otherwise you keep sort of living in the past and you're not able to move forward. So forgiveness is very, very powerful for you. So think of it like that. You're not forgiving the action and you're not even really forgiving them for them. You're forgiving the situation for yourself to move forward. Very, very powerful. Very good question. Kathy is going on a cruise in February. Our first stop is in Milford. Oh, I've never even heard of it. I just love it there. It's so spiritual there. Have you ever been? No, I don't know where Milford is. Where is Milford? Funny, I'm going on a cruise later this year, but I'm not going. I don't know where Milford is. Let me look Milford up. Where is Milford? How do I go to Google? Okay, Google. Sorry, hold on. Milford. Milford cruise. I'm so curious. Okay, it's a sound cruise. It's an unforgettable experience. And where is it though? It's in Queenstown. Oh, it's in New Zealand. Cruise Milford. It's in New Zealand. Isn't that amazing? That sounds like I've never heard of it. But it's a sound cruise. What do they do there? Kathy, tell me more about this. This is interesting. A lot of people that are watching may actually want to know about this. I've never heard of it. Love it. Please let me know more. Sounds really interesting. So it's in New Zealand. Sarah said, I love that about forgiveness for yourself. Thank you, Harry. My pleasure. My pleasure. I mean, I've got a good brain to pick, so you might as well pick it and have a look. Jen, are you thinking of doing personal readings again on Zoom? I don't know. I charge a lot for personal sessions. And I had a meeting the other day about them because I've done them for 20 years. And I've always said to myself, you know, when I sort of don't want to do them anymore, I'll stop. And I'm at that point. Because when you make yourself available for 20 years, it's unbelievable. You kind of get a bit tired, I'll be honest, you do. And that's when, as a metaphysical expert and as a presenter and as a writer, I just feel like my skills are sort of elsewhere. And even though I sort of toy with the idea, maybe not, I'll think about it. It's definitely not a regular service that I offer anymore, for sure. I'm just way too expensive for that. I have some clients who are companies who I still consult with, but they're like big companies, so they can afford paying a lot of money, right? They're not an individual. So, I mean, maybe I'll get, but it's not a regular service I do offer. And also for that reason, it's also why I charge a lot, because when something is scarce, when something is rare, it's like a book. You can buy a book for like $1,000. That might originally be only worth $10, but it's rare, right? It's like a collector's item. So I'll see. So I might sort of release sessions sporadically in the future if I decide to. But if and when that is to happen, it'll be on my website. But at the moment, no. But that's a good question too. It's just time. It's just like focusing on it. And when you've done something for 20 years and when you're an expert in the field, you know, it's like Mariah Carey doesn't offer people, you know, singing in their lounge room. It's kind of the same thing. So I feel like if I was to offer a personal one-on-one these days, not only is it very expensive, it's also something that's very rare. So I don't know. I have to, maybe. If I do decide to do it, it'll be on my website and they always get snapped up, so I don't even have to announce it. But yeah, maybe not, maybe. Not a regular service, but, you know, I can always throw it out there later in the year or next year or in 4 years or whatever if I want to do it. Let's see. Jessica went to Milford Sounds when she was 15, I think, and I can't remember what it was. Someone Googled, oh, how funny. So you've been, but you can't remember because it was so long ago. Gosh, I'm so curious. Okay. Oh, Jade, you had one with me. Amazing. You're very lucky. I mean, to be honest though, it's not hard to believe that because I've done it for 20 years. I made myself available to people for 20 years. I mean, that's a pretty good record. And Jen said, you look young too. You know what, Jen? I'm 37 in a couple of months. And I started this professionally when I was 15. Oh, that means I'm over 20 years. My first session I gave was when I was 15, 16. Jen, I kind of regret reading that comment. Now I've realized I've done it for over 20 years. 22 years. 22. I'm just going to keep saying 20 because I feel like I've aged myself. I'm just going to keep saying 20. I'm going to forget that I've just worked out the math because this will mean 22 years. So I'm going to remove that and pretend it's 20. Because, you know, I was a teenager when I started doing this, which is unbelievable. First story is in my book. Oh my gosh, 22 years. Let's just still pretend it's 20. Okay, let's have a look. Hey, Nita, good to see you. Yep, perfect. No worries. Thank you so much, production. Could you just let me know the psychic's logged in? So definitely we've got the confirmation. No psychic on tonight, so I'm going to keep chatting to you as we are, which is actually kind of fun. I'm loving it. So no go. Hi, Troy. How are you? Kathy has said that it is at the bottom of New Zealand. They call the sounds, they are like, you sail into them and the mountains and the waterfalls and snow surround you. The mountains go high into the sky. It is beautiful. Wow, that sounds amazing. I love that. 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 Penny said the beauty of getting older, time is... Oh, Penny, you know what? The beauty of getting older, the reality of getting older. I know. I kind of regret reading that comment because I just say 20 years because for me, it's just like, it's just 20 years. But then when I worked at the math, it's 22. That kind of freaked me out. I'm like, I'm just going to keep saying 20 years because it just makes me feel better. 22 sounds way too long. 20 years. Jen, I love you. You're like, you make me laugh. I'm hopeless at maths. I feel sorry for myself. So am I. And then it scares me when it is, when we do work it out. Okay, so yeah, we've got confirmation. Bless Beth is still on a call. Yep, perfect. Great. Thank you so much, production. We've got confirmation. No psychic on tonight, which is fun for me to keep talking to you all because instead of doing no show, we'll still do this show. But of course, no personal questions. Don't ask me anything about yourself. I'll literally ignore it. But I'm more than happy to chat with you and also address some spiritual questions that you may have like we did before. And that can be tonight's show. More than happy to do that. Because that way, at least we still have a show, but no go with a psychic, which is totally, totally okay. Okay, and thank you anyway for... production, can you do me a favor? Can you change the banner? Hold on, let me just see. Let's just change the banner. I'll see if I can do it. I wonder if I can do it. Oops. Did I do it? No? I don't know. Oops. I don't know if I'm good at this. Hold on. Oh, I found it. I'm just going to troubleshoot something. No guest psychic tonight. Let's see if that works. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Oh, but actually, hold on. Production, will that mean it's going to stuff up your next week's banner, or will you just be able to redo it? Okay. No, because we're not doing a reading. So like and share, they're not going to be chosen for a reading because I'm not doing readings. Like and share. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. I'm just trying to figure out this. If you, okay, hold on. Let's see what the banner has. Okay, so no guest psychic tonight. I'm just going to see if that works. I don't know if that just worked. Production, I can't do it. I'm not good at this. I don't know if I... You know what, production? I've just taken it off. Feel free to have a look at the banner and feel free to play around with it and bring it back. At the moment, we'll have no banner because I think I just stuffed it up. So if we... hold on. Hosted by Harry T. No guest psychic. Like and share. Oh, I love it. And then we've got the... our producer is amazing. See, I couldn't work out how to do this. See, this is why she's great at what she does. And this is why I host. She's figured it out. I love you, Anne-Marie. Thank you so much. So the phone numbers are scrolling down on the bottom of yours. I'm going to make sure I get out of that because I feel like I'm going to mess it up if I go back to it. Hold on. Graceful from YouTube. Hey, Graceful. I loved your predictions for 2026. Could you touch on more on that, please? No, I don't think I will tonight because I think that was great for that. And I will leave it at that, I think, because that will help people the most that can. And if you haven't seen my predictions for the how to manifest, how to work with the energy for you, you can go on YouTube, and I believe the video is on YouTube. Because normally what I do with the New Year predictions, I sort of do forecasts for world predictions, public figures, things like that. And then I was told we can't do that anymore because things are way too sensitive in the world of social media. We all know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to get into it because it just is. You can't talk about anything without people going really rogue at you these days. And I'm a very friendly person, and I'll be honest, I've had a lot of people be very, very nasty to me, I'll be honest. Extremely nasty, and I'll speak about this a little bit. You'll say something that they don't like and they will be nasty. I've never seen anything like it before. So for some reason, people are very, very extreme at the moment. So for that reason, you just think, no, nope, not going to go there. Don't need that energy directed at me. And those people can go and combust in a corner themselves, because you'll be surprised, public figures like me, the amount of people that think they can just attack you for what you say. It's just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. It's never used to be like this. I mean, as I said, I've been on television. I've been doing New Year predictions and things like that for 15 years. It's never been this bad from public in my life. And everyone we're all saying it to each other. We all talk about it. No one says it publicly. I'm telling you a little bit now. And that's why and I discussed it with the television producers, and they said, yeah, it's kind of a thing now. So for that reason, we just won't go there. We don't need to be around those sorts of people. But it is unbelievable how rogue some people are. And then you think, wow, unbelievable. But yeah, it's just not worth it. But yeah, for some reason, there is a lot of that in the energy in these days. It never used to be a thing. It is now. Okay, Diane's loving listening, which is great. And Michelle has said, good morning. I wonder where you're from. Say good morning. Troy is saying something about a tropical island. Jen, how old were you when you realized you were psychic? Well, that's a good question, Jen, again. I was about 3. I was about 3 when I first realized, because that was my first memory. My father remembers when I was about 9 months old doing things. So I was obviously born that way, but I was about 3, my first memory. But it's something I believe everyone has, obviously to different degrees. But my first memory was when I was 3. I've met some people who weren't born psychic, who sort of developed it later in their life. That wasn't me. I was born that way. It was nothing I knew anything different. It was like breathing to me. It was sort of normal. And I will tell you that, and actually this is funny that it's sort of segueing into this. You'll see a lot, and I'm not going to talk politics because heaven forbid you talk politics in this era publicly. It's like, oh, I went there a couple of times and just people are just ridiculous. But anyway, we'll ignore that. But I will bring this up for this reason. When you watch politicians, or when you watch business leaders, or when you watch sports hosts even, you often hear them now doing predictions. Now, they would not say they're psychic, right? But you often will see predictions now from people who are not psychic, but they are doing predictions. It's very common in the tech world. It's very common in the politics world. It's very common in the sports world, where you see people who are not psychics, they're not even spiritual, but they do predictions. So I think an element of prediction is very, very normal in society. And every successful person I know predicts well. And it doesn't mean they're psychic, but they predict. And the best way to predict things is to look at the past, to look at the future, to look at the present, to look at the past, to look at the present, to look to the future, all as one. And that's the best way to predict. You don't have to be psychic to predict. So it's also a very good point. I love that. Jessica, can you tell us what you know about numerology? I'm not going to go too much into it because it is in my book. I don't want to give too much away, but I can tell you numerology is real, and I can tell you that numerology is very, very powerful. And I can tell you this year is a number 1 year, and that's all about new beginnings. So I can tell you that. And I can also tell you, just because I'm a nice guy, to work out your personal numerology, you've got to add up your birth date with the date, the month, and the year. And then you can get like your number. So it's very, very interesting. Okay. Tammy, good to see you on. Sending you lots of love, darling. Sending you lots of love. Sarah said, I think some days the world's gone mad. Definitely. I love watching your predictions. Totally get it's not worth. Yeah, totally. And that's why I still do them, because you got to remember, I do them for free, right? I mean, I'm not charging people for that. And you'll be surprised at how ridiculous some people are. Yeah. But it's so I still did the predictions, but I made it for you individually, you personally, not as a global prediction or world affairs, which I actually prefer doing, but I just can't be bothered with the people. But this year's predictions were more about you. So they benefited you personally because you were able to absorb it and apply it to your own life, which I think is actually more beneficial anyway. But as I said earlier, I don't like working with personal individuals one-on-one. But in saying that, those predictions do help those people one-on-one, which I love. Hey, Alison, good to see you. Jessica said, look at the pattern. I love that. There is a bit of a pattern. I'm loving it. Penny said, I experience this in the work I do, people vetting their anger and frustration. Yeah, it's just bizarre. It never used to be like that. Because I've been in the public eye for so long, as I said, I've been doing television for 15 years, which is mind-blowing. I have never in my life seen the sensitivity of the public like it is now. Ever. Yeah, which is so bizarre considering we go forward in life, but in so many ways we go backwards. Yeah, people are nasty. Okay, let's have a look. But then I also am not surprised with how everything is in the world with uncertainty, that maybe people are just, yeah, it is what it is. But I can tell you people used to be much friendlier. Very true. Let's just scroll through. Penny, you are a very wise person. Jessica, life path number is, I love numerology. I love it too. I love numerology. I love astrology. And I'll tell you something about astrology. And I think I wrote this in my book. Astrology was the original psychology. And every person in the field of like big companies, like let's say billionaires and millionaires and royals and like really, really wealthy people or really, really successful people, they all use astrology because it was the original psychology. It's how you understand people. It's how you understand yourself. It helps you maneuver into things. And people that don't even know anything about astrology will often say, you're a Gemini, aren't you? I'm like, I'm a total Gemini. I'm clearly very obvious as a Gemini because they'll often say that. Oh, I'm just being told that our psychics are all available on the phone lines, which is great. So we've got Blessed Beth available now on pin 9150. We've got Ben Graham, who was trying to log in to the show but wasn't able. Ben, if you want to talk to Ben Graham, give him a call because he was trying to come onto the show, but he's on the phone lines on pin 9166. Ben, I hope you've posted on your socials. Everyone who is logged in, please, please, please post on your social media that you are logged in with the numbers and with the phone lines and with your pin. So the number in Australia is 02907 10199. Our international number is +61 4888 25177. They're the phone numbers. So psychics, I hope you're posting those numbers with your PIN numbers. For example, Bless Beth, your PIN 9150. She's just come off the phone. So if you want to talk to Bless Beth, give her a call. She's available now, PIN 9150. Ben Graham, PIN 9166. Mermaid Medium. Hi, Mermaid Medium. I haven't seen you in ages. PIN 9110. Anella, pin 9903, Ali, pin 9901, Jag from the UK, pin 9160, Judith Sky on pin 9125, Natalie Norton Baker on pin 9810, Psychic Sandy on pin 9108. Amazing. So if you do need a reading, you call those numbers and talk to them because you're not getting that tonight because no psychic is on to do them and I won't do them. But I will talk about other stuff. Ben is amazing. I agree. I love him. I was actually looking forward to seeing him tonight. And he did everything he could. We even gave him another access and he just couldn't get on. Cherie is very intuitive. And she can... Oh, I like that. And I agree with you, Cherie. Sometimes when you know things, it can scare you a little bit. I would agree with that. And you can see spirits. Cherie... I'm not surprised because you're a very in tune person. I'm not surprised by that. Beth, hi, darling. Good to see you. And thank you so much for being on the phone lines. And now you're available. And all the psychics who are logged in, make sure you post on your Facebook, Instagram, whatever page, whatever you use. Let people know you're on. Sarah has, hold on, I'm definitely one for gut instinct. If it doesn't feel right, oh, I love that, Sarah. You know, if it feels wrong, yeah, there's normally something, and I'll actually expand on that. Do you want me to expand on that? I'm happy to expand on that. Would you like me to expand on that a little bit? Give you a little bit of a free insight into that. Because I'm happy to. So your instinct and your intuition is never wrong. So if something feels wrong, it normally is, right? So opt out. However, sometimes, yeah, I knew you would. Sometimes the feeling can be fear. So sometimes it's not your intuition that's feeling wrong, it's your fear. So what can happen is you might be fearful of something and then you're like second guessing something, but you still opt out thinking it's your intuition. Sometimes it's fear, but 9 times out of 10, it's going to be your intuition. It's when your head gets in the way and you start overthinking it, that's when it can be your fear. So the intuition is when it comes to you don't have to think about. The fear is when you fester and you think a lot on it. Because intuition is something you don't need to think about. So that's the best way to differentiate the two. Because sometimes people say, oh, I don't feel good about this, but I can't work out if it's because I'm scared of it or if it's because it's my intuition. And I get that. Intuition comes to you don't have to think about. It's the fear, that's what sort of festers on and you think about. Belle said, hi, Harry, can't wait to be on again with you. Belle, you're always welcome. Thank you so much. I think you were on once and we loved having you on and you did great. And tonight we have no one on because Ben wasn't able to come on. So I'm just chatting away to our viewers and giving them some little golden nuggets of wisdom, which is always fun. So good to have you on, Belle. I remember you. You were great, actually. You did really, really well. Sarah said perfectly, said, thank you, darling. Thank you so much. That's why I'm a 2-time author, soon to be 3-time author. Okay, let me have a look at something else. Oh, that's so sweet. You highly recommend my book and cards. Thank you, Sarah. I love that. Exactly. Fear can work for you and it can also be a barrier. I agree. So I think that's when it can work for you as well. So that's why always, when in doubt, opt out. You also learn things from that. Belle said, oh no, I wish I had known. Oh, would you have come on? Belle would have come on. That's okay. No worries. We ended up doing it like this anyway, so it's all good. Our lovely producer was so busy trying her best to get Ben on. Different channels, different angles, different emails, different logins, different links. And it just didn't happen. And then we just decided last minute, let's just do this. And people are loving it anyway, so I'm enjoying it anyway. It's always good to be in my own company. Sarah, can't wait for my 3rd book. Thank you so much. Me neither. I actually am going to delay the release in that for many reasons. It's just other things going on, but I will delay the release in that. So I don't know when I'll release it. I'm halfway through writing it. There's normally a year through that. Yeah, so I can't imagine it'll be anything out this year. But I can't wait either. It's going to be very exciting. I'm loving it. What else can I see? Let me have a look. Oh, interesting, Jen. Oh, interesting, Jen. Isn't that interesting? Oh, Diane, you're loving listening. I love that. Jen said, I love tonight. Some different but wonderful to talk to you. I love it. Find that information. Saying thank you for the guide. My absolute pleasure. It is always exciting to share that. Can I ask what you've based this one on a particular topic? I have no idea what that means, Sarah. What do you mean? Ask that away. I cannot unpin the post from the page as not admin. Jane must have pinned them recently as I did notice. Oh, actually, production, I think it's the new layout because Facebook changed completely. And I only saw that the other day as well, so I'm not sure how that happened. But yeah, I'll see if I can get that unpinned somehow. Yeah, Facebook changed. Has anyone else noticed their Facebook changed layout? It's all different. It looks completely different. Sarah, the new book. I'm not allowed to say. But you will love it. You will love it. You will love it. You will love the new book, but I'm not allowed to say the new topic. Interesting. Okay, very interesting. Did you notice, production, the Facebook has changed completely the layout? I was shocked. I was like, wow, did it change that much? It's unbelievable how much it changed. Okay, let me have a look. Who is on next week, production? Do we have a psychic on next week? Who is on? Curious. Oh, actually, here's a question. Is Michael DeMarco doing Thursday show? I can ask that. I can ask that. Oh, Beth, you saw me at the tennis looking amazing as always. I love you for that. Beth, that was actually not this year. That was previous years. I used to work at the tennis and I posted, people kept asking, will you go back to the tennis? Will you go back to the tennis? Because, you know, a lot of you guys know me as the host of this show, but I have a whole audience that know me as the tennis guy, you know, because I'm a presenter. And they were asking, and I was just sort of releasing things that I had done at the tennis. I had worked there for 5 years, for them to sort of love and enjoy the past, because I have so much that I did at the tennis. And I think you might be talking about the proposal that I posted the other day. They loved it. And yeah, that was really awesome. I can't say when the next book is out because I'm not sure. It'll probably be next year, probably 2027, I'm assuming. Yeah, Beth, it's all backwards. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre how it's changed. I hope they change it back. Oh, is Beth on next Saturday? Beth, are you on with me next Saturday? That's amazing. How exciting. And Anne-Marie, what about Michael? Is he doing the Thursday show? Let me know. Let me know. And then at least that way I can let people know. Beth is meant to be on with me next week. How exciting. Beth, will you be on with me next week? Jade and Jason, what about spirit guides? Again, I cover that in my book. But spirit guides are a little bit different to departed loved ones. They're sort of assigned to you from birth. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe I'm not meant to say that. Okay. Do you know if Michael's on Thursday, or should I just not say anything? I just realized I said that out loud, but that's okay. That's all right. When you try to talk to the producer, it's so funny. Okay, what about spirit guides? So yeah, so normally you're born with a spirit guide that's assigned to you, and it can be a deceased loved one from the past, like that you had never met. Often it's someone who's more specialized in an area, but spirit guides come and go throughout life, so you can actually end up with a whole entourage. So for example, if you're born with a spirit guide, let's just say a Native American Indian spirit guide, let's just use this as an example. You're born with a Native American spirit guide. That Native American spirit guide will be with you all throughout life. Then as you get older and you go through different life stages, let's just pretend you get married, then you have a family. You might get an additional spirit guide that might help you in terms of being a family person. Or let's say you're changing career paths. You go from being a teacher to being a musician, let's just say. You might get a new spirit guide that will assign to you that specializes in music. So they're really, really good helpers. So they're very, very different to departed loved ones. They're more specialized and they help you sort of more in terms of tasks and things like that. Okay, yep, perfect. Love, love, love. Yay, Beth. Beth is on next week, everyone. We will have Beth on next week, which is wonderful. Oh, I love that, Andrew. That's amazing. Jade, you've got 3. I love that. I wonder if they came about in your life, because you would have been born, you know, you might have been, when you were young, you might have had 1 or 2, and then maybe you got 3, and then you now have progressed in life. You've got another one. I love that. Jessica, thank you for your vulnerability. Harry, it feels like I know you better now. Oh, I love that. I'm a very, very candid guy. Very, very open. Very, very straightforward. Very straightforward. But I'm very, very friendly as well. I find that I get along with most people. I'm very bubbly. I'm very, very honest to a fault. And one of my weaknesses in life, talk about vulnerability, I give people the benefit of the doubt. I do that a lot. I shouldn't do that as much as I do. I do that a lot. Because I'm very, very ethical. I've got such strong morale that I just assume other people do as well. And then they'll lie to your face and you know they're lying. And you think, I can't believe you're lying straight to my face. And then you find out that you were right. They did lie. And you're like, oh, it's so gross. But I give people the benefit of the doubt. That's my biggest weakness in life. Yes. Shouldn't do that. I should be more like, you know what? No. But I'm just such a friendly person. But I'm a very tough guy as well. So sometimes people find that they don't really get into my orbit. I don't really let people into my orbit. I'm very, very strong. But when you're in my orbit, I give people the benefit of the doubt, and then I'm often let down. And I feel like people can sort of get that. It's very normal. But it's human beings. Human beings are human beings. That's why I like animals more. Sarah said you'd be an awesome bestie. You'd have some story. I have got great stories, and I'm loyal to a fault. And I'm a very, very good friend. Total Gemini. Geminis make really good friends. They're very loyal people. You certainly don't want to cross us, though, because we're pretty zen until you cross us. Then it's a different story. That's true. Beth said that's why we love you, Harry. Jessica Hudson said benefit of doubt is a strength. I think it's a weakness. Because I think when you give a benefit of the doubt, the only person you're showing that you're a good person, but I think you shouldn't have to give the benefit of the doubt to everyone. That's my biggest weakness. You can also say it's a strength, but I see it more as a weakness. My biggest weakness too. Giving too many chances, and the one very true. Very true. And I think that is true, but I also think that makes you a stronger person. The older you get, the wiser you get, right? Every year you get wiser. You can be 90, and then when you turn 91, you're wiser than you were when you were 90. You never stop losing wisdom. And I think that's the gift of life. And you always get wiser, I think, in life. And I think that's a gift. That's a gift. Cherie says, so glad I convinced my son to take my old solid wood frame. His metal one is broken. He didn't even know. See how he didn't feel the dip in the bed is beyond me. I wonder, Cherie, if you felt that intuitively. Did you think, I better give him that bed? Did you think that? How funny. How funny he didn't even realize, but you knew. Beth has 3 Geminis, really know how to push buttons. Who are the 3 Geminis in your life, Beth? I'm so curious. You'll have to enlighten me with that one. I agree, Penny Lane. I agree. Totally agree. Let me have a look at something while I do this. Oh, how fun. Amazing. Okay, awesome. Who are those 3 Geminis? I'm so curious who those 3 Geminis are. That is very, very interesting. That's a lot of Geminis to have. So who? Because you've got to remember, Geminis are like 2 people almost, because we have 2 sides to us. We're not two-faced. There's a big misconception about two-faced. There's nothing two-faced about us. But we have 2 sides. It's like the bubbly, fun, outgoing, and then the very shy and reserved side, or the really happy side and then the really firm side. We got 2 sides. So it's almost like having a lot of sides around you. Who are those 3? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this show up because this has been a really great show for me and for all of you. I've got to pick my brain a little bit, and thank you so. Okay, yep. So thank you so much, everyone who joined us and who stayed on with us and who made those calls to the psychics for the readings and who asked some really good questions tonight of me and picked my brain. I love that. No way, Beth. 2 daughters and 1 son, and they're all Gemini. That is unbelievable. Unreal. And Jade, you have a daughter that is Gemini. That is amazing. And thank you so much, Penny Lane, for your gratitude. That is beautiful. Thank you all so much for joining us. This was a really fun show, actually. And thank you so much to our psychic who tried to log in to the live and wasn't able to. We had a really good show anyway. People got to pick my brain and learn more about some topics that they were wondering about. And I was very, very happy to oblige. So thank you so much for having me do it. So I was your host and also guest in a way, and I loved it. And you were all fabulous. Thank you so much. I will let you know the PIN numbers again. So in Australia, if you want a reading, you can call in Australia 02907 10199. Our international number is +61 4882 5177. The psychics logged in. You've got Amazing Grace, PIN 9888. You've got Australia's Mermaid Medium on PIN 9110. You've got Ben Graham on PIN 9166. You've got Judith Sky on PIN 9125. You've got Natalie Norton Baker on PIN 9810. You've got Psychic Sandy on PIN 9108. So if you want to call them and get a reading, you can and do that. And otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. So I will be back on next Saturday to host. And hopefully we've got Blessed Beth on to be our guest psychic. And you can like and share the video that week, and you can ask your personal questions that week, and Beth will do her best to get to them. But tonight was really fun. So thank you so much for having us and for asking your great questions that I was happy to oblige and answer. And I had a lot of fun. So thank you all so much. Good night, everybody. And I will see you next Saturday night. Be well and also stay cool. I should also say stay cool, because it was extremely hot. It was 40 degrees here in Melbourne today. We have a 43-degree day in Melbourne on Tuesday. We've got this heat wave. It's been really hot. So I'm not sure where you are in Australia, but Melbourne has been sweltering. So stay cool and stay well. And I look forward to seeing you next Saturday night. Good night, everyone. Bye.